Hi from Skiathos. I'm on Mandraki Beach. I've been here on the island for 3 weeks on my Wonder Voyage soul journey, creative journey through the inner and outer landscapes. And this is my last day on the island, but it's not the last day of the Wonder Voyage. That's a state of mind, it's a state of soul, it's a way of living with an openness of heart wherever we are. And yeah, so I'm flying back to the UK tomorrow. Can't really tell how long I've been here though. Time has like flexed and morphed and moved very strangely. And it doesn't really feel like I'm going home flying back to the UK. I'm not really sure where home is anymore. Once you enter that flow, then yeah, strange and surprising things happen, I suppose. I was thinking about a time when I was really young. I was like 7 or 8, and I came to Greece with my parents, and we went to Corfu, which is another Greek island. And I can remember there was it's one of those vivid childhood memories that really sticks with you. And we were in a taverna having dinner, and there were these big beetles. A big beetle flew around the taverna, and I started panicking that it would like come near me. And then we got on with our meal, and then after a while I felt a tickling on my leg, and I reached down and looked down, and this huge beetle was crawling on my leg. And I screamed and jumped up and knocked the chair back from the table, and the whole taverna, I screamed so loud, and the whole taverna like stopped eating and looked at me. And I was absolutely terrified of this thing crawling up my leg. And I thought of that this morning, because every morning here I have a cup of tea on the mountainside looking down at the ocean, at the sea. And as I was drinking my tea, this big green beetle, the same kind of beetle, flew by and landed on me there, just flat like that. And rather than panicking and acting with terror, I just experienced wonder. It was just the most beautiful thing. It was like an emerald. It was like this living jewel crawling on me, and it was so gentle and such a beautiful presence. And this thing that had approached me all those years ago and inspired terror, now when it approaches, brings a sense of beauty and wonder and joy that it was even coming near me and even touching me. It was like a wonderful moment. And I was thinking about fear the other day when I was on Castro Beach, and I was talking about the rocks, the high rock, and the town up on the rocks. It was a refuge, and the sea swirling all around. The sea was really quite rough that day, and I thought, well, I don't know whether I've got the courage to go in the sea. And the sea kind of represented turmoil and lack of safety and lack of sanctuary, and the town on the rock represented everything that was the antithesis of that. Antithesis of that. It was something that was grounded and rooted and solid, and something you could hold on to. But then I jumped in the sea, into the rough sea, even though I had a little bit of trepidation, and it was amazing. It was just brought so much life and joy and movement. Yeah, it was magic, true magic. And I think of these things that maybe moving towards us, that we feel scare us and terrify us even. Like even dig into those really deep primal fears we've got. Maybe they're not the thing to be scared of, to run away from and scream, but actually welcome as a moment and a gift of beauty, a gift of joy, of playfulness. And even the sea. I mean, it's really beautiful and calm here today. But it all flows, and when you're on an island, this is a tiny island, it's 6 miles across, surrounded by sea, you really get a sense of the energy of water all around, this flow, this flux all around. It's so wonderful. And there's a temptation to see the land as the solid thing, the permanent thing, the immutable thing, and the sea as the thing that's in flux. But actually, the land is in flux as well. You know, last year there was some terrible floods and storms here, and when I came back after the storms, the landscape had changed. I mean, even here on the beach, there's like landslides. The whole flow and outline of the beach has changed. Roads had collapsed and shifted. Rivers had changed their routes. You know, so the solidity of land is an illusion anyway. Any kind of solidity, any kind of constancy we try to grab hold of and rest on will end up being an illusion. Our sense of self, frameworks that hold us, connections that we have, they may be really wonderful things, but they're not solid. So we may as well just jump in the sea. Because everything's in flux, everything's in flow, there's no solid ground. Jump in the sea and revel and move with the flow and move with the joy and the power and the ebb and flow of the tides and the waves and all of that power, all of that life, all of that playfulness. And I think when we do that, maybe we'll realise this thing moving towards us isn't as terrifying as our primal self seems to think it is. Maybe we'll realise, no, this thing coming towards us, this change, this moment, this new thing, actually is something really beautiful. It's a gift. So I hope you can revel in those gifts today. And I'm sending you lots of love from Skiathos, wherever you are. I'll see you soon.